Hello everyone, Mocha Bear here. Welcome back to Mocha Bear's Hobby Den. Today we will continue with the playable races for D&D 5th edition. Shall we get started? So we are getting close to the end of Mordenkainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse book. We have the 4 that are presented today, and then we have 3 left in the book for the next episode of this playlist. So before that, still haven't decided on which book I'm going to move on to next. There's a few scattered throughout different books, but we will see. But let's go ahead and move on to the first of this episode, which is the Sea Elf. So, as always, feel free to pause, read the little insert there about them. These were an interesting race. I feel like they're kind of limited, but I'll do all that after. So, let's see here. We've got creature type. You are a humanoid. You are also considered an elf for any prerequisites or effects that requires you to be an elf. Size is medium. Speed. Your walking speed is 30 feet, and you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Child of the sea. You can breathe air and water, and you have resistance to cold damage. Dark vision. The typical dark vision, 60 feet. Fey ancestry, you have advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the charm condition like all elf races do. Friend of the sea. Aquatic animals have an extraordinary affinity with your people. You can communicate simple ideas to any beast that has a swimming speed. It can understand your words, though you have no special ability to understand it in return. Keen senses, all elves have this, proficiency in perception skill. And then trance, like I've mentioned before, all the elf races have this now, the full elves, where you don't need full 8 hours of sleep, you just need 4 hours of rest, and you'll be conscious the whole time. Just no serious activities that require labor, I guess is the phrase I'm looking for. Pretty much you just need to sit there and just chill for 4 hours. Okay, so like I said, they are limited because a lot of their abilities are focused on the water. So if you're going to be in a campaign where you're going to be in Avernus, or you're going to be in a desert, or you're going to be landlocked where you have access to little to no water, not really helpful. But if you're doing like the Ghost of Saltmarsh module, the Mythical Oddities of Theros, some of that is around the water, so that's pretty good. If your campaign is going to be nautical themed or anything where you're going to be around a lot of water, Sea Elf is going to shine there for sure. Sea Elves make great rangers, they make great sorcerers, and I feel like they make really good warlocks. Of course, they can fit into most classes, but I feel like the ranger would be a cool idea if you're like your character lives in the reef, the coral reef or something like that. You're trying to protect it. If you're a sorcerer, you're a storm sorcerer. That'd be really good. If you're a warlock, your patron could be the deep one. That would be a great play. But I feel like sea elves are really limited. They might be one of they are one of the most limited playable races for their racial features. Moving on, another elf, which is for the moment still my favorite kind of elf, the shadarkai. Now, feel free to, again, I implore you to pause to read the insert there. The shadarkai are pretty much followers of the Raven Queen. Like I said, they're my favorite. We're going to move on. Moving on up. Alright, so creature type, you're a humanoid, but you're also considered an elf. Size is medium. Walking speed is 30 feet. Blessing of the Raven Queen. As a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Starting at 3rd level, you also gain resistance to all damage when you teleport using this trait. The resistance lasts until you start your next turn. During that time, you appear ghostly and translucent. They have the typical 60 feet dark vision. They have the Fey ancestry, so advantage on saves against the charmed effect. Keen senses, so proficiency in perception skill. Necrotic resistance. You have resistance to necrotic damage. I mean, come on. Your goddess is the Raven Queen. Come on. And then trance. Typical trance ability. And I know it's like, oh, edgelord this. And no, I don't care. The shadarkai are one of my favorite playable races so far. They are fantastic. They make excellent rogues. I have one. In fact, my Renaissance character, my Renaissance fair character that I wore, everyone that kept calling it Plague Doctor, the Shattered Raven, is a shadarkai. I made the D&D character after I started making the outfit. I was like, you know what, this would be a cool D&D character. So he's a rogue assassin, of course. But, oh, I love this race. They make, like I said, excellent rogues. They'd make fantastic warlocks, and their patron, if your DM allows it, could be the Raven Queen. I mean, come on. And then they also make really good fighters, but they could also be really good paladins or clerics. So they're a great martial class. I personally would either go with rogue or a warlock with this race myself, but to each their own. Next up we have the Shifter. This is another fun race here. Feel free to pause and read all of this if you want. We are going to move on. So you have a Lycanthrope Ancestor. So pretty much you choose what your ancestry is. You've got Werebear, Wereboar, Were-Rat, Were-Tiger, Werewolf or Wolf-like, or Werewolf Dog-like. And so those are your suggested shifting options. Creature type, you are a humanoid. Size, you are medium. Speed, walking speed is 30 feet. Bestial instincts. Channeling the beast within, you have proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice: acrobatics, athletics, intimidation, or survival. You have the typical 60 feet dark vision. Shifting. As a bonus action, you can assume a more bestial appearance. This transformation lasts for 1 minute until you die, or until you revert it to your normal appearance as a bonus action. When you shift, you gain temporary hit points equal to 2 times your proficiency bonus. You can shift a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Whenever you shift, you gain an additional benefit based on one of the following options. Choose when you select this race. So this is referring to that table we saw up top. Beast Hide. You gain 1d6 additional temporary hit points. While shifted, you have a +1 bonus to your armor class. Longtooth. When you shift, and as a bonus action on your other turns while shifted, you can use your elongated fangs to make an unarmed strike. If you hit with your fangs, you can deal piercing damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength modifier, instead of the bludgeoning damage normal for an unarmed strike. Struggled there for a bit. Swift Stride. While shifted, your walking speed increases by 10 feet. Additionally, you can move up to 10 feet as a reaction when a creature ends its turn within 5 feet of you. This reactive movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Wild Hunt. While shifted, you have advantage on wisdom checks, and no creature within 30 feet of you can make an attack roll with advantage against you unless you're incapacitated. So, the Shifter is a great race for druids. They are a great race for bards. They're really good for sorcerers and wizards. Anything that you don't want to really be in close quarters with, you would definitely benefit from the Swift Stride feature, because you'll be able to freely move 10 feet away from an enemy if they end their movement within 5 feet of you, and you don't get an opportunity attack against you. So wizards really would benefit from that as well. And druids, depending on what kind of druid you are. If you're a spore druid, you might want to stay medium to close range. But this is a really interesting race. At first, I wasn't a big fan of them. I first found them in the Eberron book. That's more of like the steampunkish setting. I wasn't a fan of them then, but I started to look into them. And then when this came out, I was like, okay, I actually am liking them more. But lastly, another fun race to play, Tabaxi. Now, feel free, again, pause and read the insert there, the 2 paragraphs. Tabaxi are a fun race to play, and a lot of people are like, oh, Tabaxi, oh, furries, yeah. Who cares? It's a fun race. What do you care? I don't get it. But, move on. Creature type, you are a humanoid. Size, you are medium or small. You choose the size when you select this race. Speed, your walking speed is 30 feet, and you have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. Cat's Claws. You can use your claws to make unarmed strikes. When you hit with them, the strike deals 1d6 plus your strength modifier slashing damage instead of the bludgeoning damage normal for an unarmed strike. Now, as a DM, depending on how my player would choose to use that, I would potentially allow them to use piercing damage. It all depends on how they intend to do it. Cat's Talent. You have proficiency in the perception and stealth skills. Dark vision. You can see in dim light, 60 feet is normal. Feline agility. Your reflexes and agility allow you to move with a burst of speed. When you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of your turn. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet on one of your turns. So, Tabaxi make excellent monks. In fact, the very first Tabaxi I ever made was a monk. And oh my goodness, I mean, monks have ridiculous action economy and movement. This Tabaxi's racial features added on to that. Oh boy, they talk about untouchable if you want to be untouchable. And then they also make great rangers, but excellent rogues as well, especially as spies. Oh, they are excellent for that as well. You're able to perceive your things, you're also able to climb, and you are also fast. So I would say either a rogue, a monk, potentially a bard, but a ranger would be good as well. But my top two would have to be monk or rogue, hands down. But that is the episode for today. I hope you found this informative, enjoyable, entertaining. I would love to know what you think about this. So if you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then hit the bell icon, get notified when I upload videos and do live streams. I am looking at potentially doing one live stream a month. We will see how that goes. Also, please comment down below what you thought about this episode, what you thought about the races that were mentioned here. Which did you think was the coolest option? And what class combination that I suggested did you think would be best? Have you done? Or what have you done? What class combination with these races have you done before that is your favorite? I would love to hear from you. Also, lastly, please share this video, bring awareness to my channel, help me continue to grow. As of this moment, I am at 350 subscribers. I didn't get to 350 by the live stream that I did, sadly, but it looks like the day after I got 350. So let's try to get to 500 before the end of the year. If we can get to 500 by December, I will have to do a very special live stream in December. We'll see. Maybe I will do a winter one. Maybe I could do let's create a winter one shot together in a stream for December. So if we can get to 500 before the beginning of December, that will be the plan. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Please, as always, take care of yourselves. Until next time, hobby on.